Like I said this morning, and the first one is Miss Bonnie from Connection for Success. And Robert as well, who'll be joining us. And I'll pull up your PowerPoint if you want to come on up.
Yeah, Robert just walked to the car for a second.
Okay,
Okay.
I'll get your PowerPoint set up and then
Okay.
get started in a second.
Yeah.
Robert, we're ready for you.
Good morning. How's everybody doing this morning? So I'd like to introduce to some, and I know a lot of you in the room probably know who we are. We are Connections to Success, and we consider ourselves to be kind of the best known little secret in Wyandotte County. We've been around for 25 years. Initially, we started out in St. Louis as Dress for Success. And one of the things that I'm very proud of in terms of working for this organization is that I believe that we really do serve those that are hard to hire. And okay, so we consider ourselves to inspire individuals to achieve economic independence by providing hope, resources, and a plan. So one of the things that I do is that I'm a life coach. And I can't tell you how much joy that I have received in terms of working with people. My background is corporate, and to come into a nonprofit and to be able to work with individuals, you know, when I get home at night, I thought, okay, I did this and I did that. And it does give me a lot of joy. So here's some of the things that we do. We have a personal and professional development program. And so we bring people into our artists, and we're right there on 6th Street in State. And we have a 2-week training. So at the end of the training, they come up with a life plan. And that's where I come into works, because then I help them to navigate that plan. We look at all things like, first of all, we look at education, because we know you got to have some education really to be able to get a decent job. And really what we really want is for people to have a career and not just a job. Then additionally, they get a lot of different services. So they get a person who works with them on jobs. They get a person like me. They also get somebody like Robert who helps them to navigate other things. We have, and I'm the coach, we have job developers. And here's the thing, we're with you for life. Now, I don't know how long that is, but we're with people for life. We have people that come in and they say that, oh, we went through your program 15 years ago, you know, and so we need some help. And also we have mentoring, and we have Connect Night where we bring them in normally once a month on Mondays. And we do some kind of activities with them. We have some fun with them to keep them inspired. Because one of the things that I think that I've learned the most is that this job is around hope. Okay. Being able to provide somebody with hope. And I hear that they say, you know, I just didn't think that I could do it, but I know that you've been with us, with me, and to give me some hope. We have, at the end of our professional professional development program, we have Dress for Success. So we give people what they need to go on interviews and to look professional. Additionally, they get resumes done. We work with them on interviewing skills so that they're prepared in a lot of different ways when they get in there, because a lot of our clients have to explain, why did I have such a long job lapse? You know, and what was that about for me? And then we have professional women's groups, and also we work with kids. So this is kind of our cycle in terms of looking at the poverty and crime cycle. and also the transition cycle, but really what we're wanting people to get to is economic independence. And there's Ashton, and she's part right here as well. You're fine. You sit just up there. We just having a conversation. Okay. And so, this year we've served 45 youth and about 100 adults in Wyandotte County. And who benefits of families, we're really trying to break the cycle of poverty. You know, but poverty is just not about money. It's also what's in your mind is what that kind of keeps you from moving forward. And we work with unemployed, justice involved individuals, and houseless individuals and youth and single parents. So here's what I'm going to ask from you all. And we need some help because what we do have, we got a grant. We have other things that we can do with for individuals in terms of providing them with, you know, telephones, you know, this or that. But we need people. Okay. And we need people to be referred to us. And so we do have suppliers and information over here, but that's one of my asks from this wonderful Wyandotte County crowd. And kind of here's our outcomes, you know, like I said, we serve people and all that. I'm not going to go over those details too much, but we also have a curriculum. And our curriculum deals with helping you to figure out how you need to move through this path. We have it for adults, but we also have it for youth as well. And can you talk a little bit about the youth piece of it?
So hello, everyone. My name is Ashton Weaver. I am the youth life coach and facilitator at Connections to Success. So I teach the personal professional development portion, and I life coach the youth as well. So with our class, it's the same as the youth or the adult class. It's the same. We just really focus on those goals, those life plans, just helping the youth realize what they have inside of them and for them to, you know, go forward. Our end goal is to have them to get a job and to be working in a career field that they actually love. We want to close the gap on living wage and minimum wage as well. So we just want to get those youth, you know, working and off of the streets and, you know, maintaining that life goal. Yeah.
So we feel like we do make an impact in terms of people. And I'm gonna be very transparent with you. I've only been in this particular position for going on 5 months now. But what I do see constantly over and over when we do have our graduations is that how impactful it is for people. You know, it brings people from tears. I'm not teary. So, you know, I'm not one of those. I'm here cheering you on. Okay. But you see that within the participants, how much it means to them, you know, and then we invite their friends, their family, and they get to hear something that a lot of them have not actually heard before, which is, I'm really proud of you. I see the success that I see how you changed in these 2 weeks. And I think that's one of the things that we all can say really makes us very proud to be able to do this particular job. Yeah. So why do we do it? Ashton, this is your child. So you want to talk about him a little bit?
AB only lives with his father from Honduras. He's 15 years old. He's been involved in fights at school. He's been sent to jail, sent to probation. He's learned life skills to make better choices through our program. He'll graduate on time and on the road to success. And then they credit the program to us helping them turn their lives around. So it says, I have the power to create a life that I am proud of. So in our curriculum, we try to uplift the youth. We try to give them affirmations. We have a really transformative program, but we just need the people. We need the youth. We need the adults as well. And I think she said it already. It's a 10-day program. So they would just devote that 10 days towards changing their lives.
And one of the things that we get is when people come in, a lot of times they want a job right now. But we all know in this room that you have to invest in yourself at some point in time to get to where you want to go. Okay. So we're not asking for a lot of time, but you know, sometimes that means they bring their children, and we've all rocked children and held children to make sure that people can get through the program. And we pick people up sometimes so that we want no barriers in terms of being able to come to our program.
Let me say something real fast, 'cause I see we got 5 minutes left.
Okay.
I just want to say, what connections it did for me. My name is Robert Wills, I'm Community Outreach Coordinator. I'm a formerly incarcerated individual. I went to prison at 15, I got out at 31. I went back to prison at 32 and got out at 47. So I got over 30 years incarceration. While I was incarcerated, I came across the Connected to Success pamphlet. I contacted a brother named Simeon Taylor, told him I wanted to change my life. He said, man, when you get out of prison, come talk to me. I got out of prison, exhausted all my options, and went and talked to Simeon, and it changed my life. I'm out of breath this morning. I'm tired this morning. Somebody stole my work truck, but that's a whole nother. Oh, man, I'm hotter than fish grease. Yeah, so I'm the community outreach coordinator for Connections to Success. I walk the streets of Wyandotte, which I'm not familiar with, passing out flyers, trying to get the guys and girls to come and participate in our program. I can only speak for what it did for me. I'm a career criminal. I grew up in the gangs in Kansas City, Missouri. I grew up in the institutions in the Missouri Department of Corrections. And since I've been a part of this program, I met some wonderful, beautiful people, and it changed the course of my life. I went through the program in 2022, and I'm socially, for lack of a better term, socially retarded. You know what I mean? I didn't want to be around a bunch of people after being in prison all that time. So my life coach got me a job working by myself at a company called Integrity Locating. And I was able to stack my money and start my own lawn care company. You know what I mean? So 2 years later, the organization came back and said, hey, man, would you like to work for us? I don't have no qualifications. I've been in prison my whole entire life. And they gave me a shot. So every day I'm out here trying to reach the youth or reach the adults. I'm out of here. And I just want to say we need some people to help further this program.
And so I'm not gonna go through the rest of the PowerPoint because it's just stuff, okay? But what I'm gonna ask from you all is if you have cards and there might be connection, if you would give that to Robert, okay? So that we can be in contact with you, so that we can get people in. And additionally, we're having an open house on August 1st. I think it's from 10 to 2.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken. And we have flyers for that. We would love for you all to come and have coffee with us, and sit around and learn just a little bit more about what we do. So we thank you all very much and we appreciate your time.
And to teach us, because there's some things that we need to learn also.
Mhm.
So, like,
We do have a couple of minutes for questions. Does anybody have questions about Connection to Success?
Jordan, you guys only serve, clients in Wyandotte or the whole case of Metro?
Well, this is Kansas City, Kansas, but also we do have an office in Missouri that we can refer to.
Perfect,
Okay.
thank you.
And we're happy to do.
Is 14 your youngest age range, 14 to?
Yes, because I think that's what she works. with. 14 years.
You were reporting as.
Any other questions for Bonnie or Robert or Ashlyn?
Where did you say her flyer?
Do you have extra flyers, Miss Bonnie?
We have lots of flyers.
Flyers coming around. And then I also have a question. What organization are you currently working with? And maybe somebody will have extra suggestions for.
We have a lot of different community partners, but we work with WIC. We work with, Avenue of Life. Who else do we work with?
Neighborhoods United,
Yeah.
the Posse, it's a various number of people that we work with. And also we're working on a men's mentoring program. So what I do in my part-time is, I got some guys whose mother was concerned about them traveling down the same path. And I've been taking them out, teaching them lawn care, letting them work for me, working them for real, like some dogs for real. I'm gonna put you to sleep. But that's what we've been doing. We've been trying to come up with a format, a format where we can actually do some positive mentoring to the brothers in the community, because we really need it. We losing out here.
We've had conversations with Leo Prieto, with El Centro.
Yeah.
He's one of my buddies. I'm blank right now because I've had to be up in front of y'all and be professional this morning. Come up with words and things to say. So.
And then online, there's some suggestions for you guys to reach out to Low Riding Success. and the Cal Center as well.
Okay.
All right, thank you. Any last questions before we move on to our second presentation?
Are you guys partnering with area churches too?
Well, okay, that's where we need some help.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just gonna tell you that it's a place where, Kansas City, Kansas Public Schools, we're partnering with them. But we definitely need help trying to do churches.
I'm gonna talk to the church in the community.
Let's exchange numbers.
Yes, sir, yes.
Still on the jail. Great one.
Okay, all right.
Can we give them one final round of applause? So our next presentation, and Chris is gonna help me out and pull up their PowerPoint presentation on screen, is we have Brooks from the Learning Club. And it's gonna talk about part wire.
Everybody. Good evening. My name is Brooke Van Hecky, and I come to you from the Learning Club, which is an education nonprofit here in Kansas City, Kansas, serving more than 400 students weekly during the school year and around 300 kids during the summer and summer programs. So we have connections to kids, so we will talk after this. But Learning Club, our mission here in Wyandotte County is to provide a positive, pivotal education experience for the children in KCK who need it most. How we come and how we fulfill that mission is through a variety of ways. But our goal is to find who are students who other organizations are not reaching, and how can we get them involved in some sort of educational program. So historically, we have been, okay. Slide, thank you. We have been in Kansas City, Kansas, so you can actually go through and all the text can be up there and people can read a little bit ahead of time. But we've been in Kansas City, Kansas as an organization for 23 years. Our founder started the first Learning Club after school program at the old Blessed Sacrament School building that closed down in the 90s. And that was where our office was for the past 22 years. So we've grown exponentially over the years. It started in 2002 with our founder recruiting 30 kids from the neighborhood around that Blessed Sacrament School building. And he found 30 tutors. And his goal was basically to have somebody who is a mentor and tutor to help kids with their homework after school. Very simple, very just much of like that connection, that weekly piece. And so for about 10 years, it was just one program. And then as he grew the support and notoriety of what he was doing, he had the opportunity to grow. And so our founder, his name is Brad Grabs. He went on a police ride along in 2012 with an officer, and they were driving around and they had a domestic violence call to Juniper Gardens. If any of you are familiar with Juniper Gardens, it has closed down in the last few years, but the police officer said, you know what, Brad, we're gonna have to wait for some backup. We can't go into this public housing community without backup. And our founder, Brad, saw a bunch of kids playing basketball. It's like, well, there's kids here, we should be here. And so that created an idea where for many years, so I am kind of fast forwarding time, he built a partnership with the Kansas City, Kansas Housing Authority and said, hey, we want to start this after school tutoring program for kids who live in these public housing communities, but we're going to need your help. We can't carry stacks of books and stacks of paper every single week. So through a partnership through Kansas City, Kansas Housing Authority in 2012, we started our first after school site at Juniper Gardens. And the Housing Authority gave us keys and said, make sure you lock up. And so over the years, we kept opening up our sites. And so currently we're in Cyrus K. Holiday every week during the school year. St. Margaret's, we are at St. Margaret's, Douglas Heights. We still serve the Juniper Gardens community, but since they closed down, we are now at Olivet Baptist Church. We also have an after-school site at Blessed Sacrament. And so all 6 of our after-school tutoring sessions, and also Chalet Manor community. So in their community center closed, but we are in the church right across the street. So we still recruit students from those communities to work on eliminating as many barriers to access as possible. So Learning Club, we bring the volunteers. So we recruit volunteers. We bring our staff to those community centers. And for 1 hour a week, they work with their volunteer on their homework. They build relationships, as I'm sure you can imagine. In Learning Club as an organization, we show up in those spaces week after week to provide those services. And so those 6 after-school tutoring sessions happen weekly. And then as we have grown over the years, and I see already an error on my slide from last spring, we started the school year last school year with 5 in-school reading programs. So those also built over time with some intention, where the school district came to us in 2019 and said, hey, we are really struggling with literacy rates. You have these volunteers, you have these connections to kiddos. Can you start in-school reading programs? And there are incredible organizations that also do that here in the city, but we need more. We need more reading intervention. We need more of that face-to-face time with kids. So similar model, we take a volunteer and they read with the student for 20 to 25 minutes once a week. And it's that more intensive reading intervention. I say my PowerPoint's incorrect because we have 6 thanks to BPU. And I told him I was going to put them out over here, but we actually formed a partnership with a volunteer team at BPU as a company. And they had so many volunteers interested that we were able to create an entire new site at Banneker Elementary. So we're at 6 elementary schools that feed and that intentionality to it as well. Our 6 in-school reading programs are the feeder elementary schools to our after-school programs. So we do have more schools saying, can you start one with us? But we also are like, where can we make sure that we are doing this holistic intervention with our kiddos in our communities that we're serving? So we have 6 after school, 6 in school every week. In 2018, we had the opportunity to start a new program. And so we talked with community leaders and not realized, it's been a long time coming, but there's a huge teacher shortage in our area and the country and where we are. And so we said, how do we take young kids and try to inspire them to go into teaching or fields working with kids? Let's start an internship program. So in 2018, we started our pilot and it has continued to grow over the years. Each week, along with the after school sessions, we take 80 to 100 high schoolers from KCKPS. So we recruit from 5 high schools and then also all 6 of the high schools really in KCKPS. And it's a paid internship. So it's a stipend internship. They get $20 for coming to session. And then they tutor 4 of those after school sites. So our high schoolers get an hour of professional development. We do try and push, education, but we know that kids want, not all 80 to 100 are going into teaching. But we're thinking that if we can, number one, get them in front of professional development opportunities, but also talk with them about how teaching can be not only a fulfilling career, but it can also help you fulfill career goals, that helps serve our community. And we do a scholarship as well for graduating high school interns. That if they go into teaching, they have a Learning Club recurring scholarship to pursue a degree in education. So far, we've got 4 in the district teaching. We've had 5 graduate. We've got 4 in the district teaching at middle schools, elementary schools, and high schools. So it's been really, really cool. That's how I came. I'm a former teacher. I taught middle school and high school for 8 years, and then I found the Learning Club and had to call one of the board members and be like, is this place real? How did you know this? I'm like, jump I should go to. And I haven't looked back in the 5 years I've been here. So this year is where we're really growing. We had a gap with our middle schoolers because we gave them after school tutoring. And I don't know if you know a middle schooler, but by 6th grade, they're like, I'm not reading with a tutor. Like, I don't want to, too cool for school. So we were like, how do we not be too cool for school? So we have 4 middle school girls groups and 4 middle school boys groups where we go into the middle schools that are those feeders to the tops, those 6 right there. And those are more social emotional based. We have our staff who are working with like small groups. They share dinner together. They do about 2 hours after school. So we try again, eliminate the barrier of transportation. The school district works with us for a late bus. But we try to make sure that we can provide that support for our middle school kiddos. So, like I said, so our growth has definitely ranged. We are projected around more than 500 with the addition of our middle school groups. We'll be adding 4 this year. We've already had 4 last year. So we're really excited for that. And we don't stop in the summer. So your little sheets that I passed out to you, we do summer programs. We have some Learning Club camps, but then we also provide scholarships to kids to go into different camps like Kids on Campus with KCKCC. We make sure we've had 114 of our kids enrolled free of charge for their families. Learning Club pays for their participation. And then we've sent 30 kids to Wildwood Outdoor Education Camp as well, so that they can get some of that experience. So we don't stop in the summer. It just looks a little bit different. So I will go through these slides a little bit quicker because I spent more time on that first one. But like I said, since 2002, our after-school programs, our goal is to provide a one-to-one mentor for a kid, a one-to-one volunteer. And that is one of the big asks that I have from this community here today, is because as we work to provide this 1 hour, it sounds like it's such a small amount of time when I say 1 hour once a week, but it can be one of the most powerful hours that you spend your time or how a student spends their time. Because we have volunteers who've been working with us for over 20 years, and we've seen partnerships grow with some students and tutors who have worked together from kindergarten till, again, that 6th, 7th, 8th grade time period. We still sometimes have high schoolers show up, and not because they know they can get homework from their tutor, because as a high school English teacher, I was not doing math with my kids, but they come for the relationship, right? They come because they know somebody cares about them. And we know through research, having one caring adult outside of a family member in a kid's life can help change the trajectory and be a transformative experience. So we are looking for volunteers. We need 200 volunteers for both after school and in-school reading. All throughout our programs, we need 200 to be one-to-one. If we're not one-to-one, we make it work, right? Our in-school ones where, a tutor's reading to a student, that we can't really, change our numbers there, but our after-school program will make it work. But we are really looking for our community to come together and say, I can give 1 hour a week, be it during the day and in school or after school. We need about 50 more. So we have about 150 tutors who have said we're coming back for next school year. To be starting the school year one-to-one, we need about 50 more. So this is a little bit more information on our high school program. We'll have volunteers come. And so if you have connections to people who might have career opportunities or different things, we do presentations for our interns. But these are our high schoolers working with our kiddos after school. And like I said earlier, our goal is to grow our own teachers. And so we're really working towards that as well. And we're seeing a lot of success there. And our middle school programs also are more staff-led, but it is a great way to know how to get involved or connect to us or connect kiddos if they go to the middle schools that Learning Club is at. And happy to talk to people after if you know a middle schooler who could benefit. We'd love to include more kids in our programs. And then here's just a bit about summer. We do quite a bit during the summer just to make sure that that summer learning gap is smaller than it would have been. So that's us. That's Learning Club. And I feel so grateful to be in front of you all today because I think that with communities that show up, if it's not you that says, hey, I've got an hour of my day to give to volunteering, many of you know somebody that might. Or some of you might know somebody who's connected to a company. I'm going to point out BPU who says, yeah, we actually have volunteer time off with my company. Like we could come from 4 to 5:30 and bring a bunch of people. So my role at the organization is part of my day I spend on human resources. I do staffing and all of that goes into human resources. I also work on development, fundraising, volunteer coordination. So I'm happy to answer questions about the organization and where we're going if you want to get involved. But I really, really appreciate you all being here today and just hearing two organizations that are trying to do real work in our community. And that really, really matters when people show up. So thank you.
Thank you. It feels like a wonderful program. I have a question about, are you collecting any metrics on the success rate on like high school graduation and things like that?
Yeah, so in admittance, we've started grassroots as as you heard earlier. And so we actually are working with, we're working with some professional matrix and like data. We have data, we have student attendance, we have, we have things that show us on paper, hey, we're making a difference. We have a lot of things that we can track. But being that we are working on doing the work, we have to think, what's our time of how we do that? So we try and stay connected to our high school kiddos. We have a partnership with the housing authority and the school district. Our interns over the past 3 years since we've tracked it have had 100% graduation rates. Our interns who come to us, and keep in mind, not all of our interns are the ones that are most involved
Mhm.
because we do provide a van for transportation. So as we get interns to apply to our program, we try to also say, what else are you involved in? And try and find the kiddos who might not have everything on their resume already. Like, could we be that place where they get professional experience and have that opportunity to build that? So we have some of the graduation rates, but yeah, there's a lot of things that we're working on tracking, but
This is the best email address.
it's the best email. Yep, that's an email address that's general. I monitor that, and that is my work phone number. So if you have any questions or anything, this scan has, it's to our link tree. So there's a link to volunteer, a link to donate, a link to get more involved, but the email is the best way for sure. Yeah.
Are you partnered at all with Lead to Read? I mean, I hear what you're saying and I'm like, that's
Yes.
like a good.
There's a lot of synergy there. And what we've, there are some of our buildings that have a Lead to Read reading, and then they also have a learning club reading. And so we definitely will work sometimes with like, hey, if a volunteer can only come for 30 minutes and they can't make it to one of our sites, we'll say, if you really want to read with kiddos, go to that site. But their model's a little bit different, the way that they structure what classrooms they go into, and they're much more widespread on the metro. And we stick to KCK. And we come into buildings and we say, what do you need? So some of our buildings, they read with first, second, and third graders. Some of our buildings, we're reading with fifth graders who are great readers because the teacher needed to really get interventions with the kids who struggle to read. So we don't necessarily say, here's our parameters. So we love partnering with them when we can, but we definitely have the buildings where we're prioritizing where we start our sessions. But they're a great organization, yes.
2 questions. Do you track the high school graduates?
Mhm.
And second, I think it's wonderful that you're teaching young people how to read. My concern is when they go back home and they don't have that support, it can undermine. How do you partner with families to make sure they reinforce?
Reading.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll take your first question with the tracking of the interns. Yes, we have them a phone number when they apply, a phone number and email. We keep telling them, please have an email outside of your school district email so that we can communicate with you after you graduate and they cancel your email. So we definitely have lists that we keep and we check in with our high schoolers as they graduate. Definitely an area of growth for us. But then from a family perspective, what is unique about Learning Club is because we are showing up weekly in those community centers, we do have an extremely deep partnership with families. So we had a new staff member start with our organization. He comes from some other nonprofits in another state. And he was like, I'm shocked that when I knock on a door and I say Learning Club, the door just opens. So a lot of the times when we're communicating to families, that relationship is built. And if we don't have that, our goal is to find, number one, we do send free books home to students. We'll know if they have some older siblings. But from an organized way of providing resources to families, we try and make sure that we connect them to their teachers and their buildings and things like that go on. So yeah, we definitely have a close partnership with families, but I think that also depends on the family as well. Mhm. You're absolutely right. That literacy doesn't stop in the 1 hour. Mhm.
Okay, we have time for one more question if anybody has them. If not, I do.
Yes.
You say that the time commitment's a little bit longer than Lead to Read. So what would that look
Yeah.
like in a month? Like how much time are people volunteering?
Yes, so our typical in-school reading sessions are 25 to 30 minutes per student, and we see 2 to 3. So again, if the school says you get 1 hour, then we fill the 2 slots. So some of our programs are an hour and a half, so that is a lot longer than I think if you're working on a typical day for you to be gone. But there are some of our sessions that it's about an hour and you see more than one student. So if you're like, I got 1 hour, put me at a site, we'll find you one. Absolutely.
Well, thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. Okay, we're gonna move into our department and organization update. If you all read my email, I forgot to say this at the end. I sent out a survey last month, so this agenda has been tweaked. So it's a different order and less folks. So I just wanted to bring that to your attention. But our first department update is USD 500. You want to unmute yourself or come on up?
Yay, it's my turn. Good morning, everyone. I'm Marco Johnson. I'm the Director of Communications and Marketing here at KCK PS. It's been a wonderful session so far. Great information with the 2 presenters, and just want to say thank you for that. Real quick, school registration is now underway for current and new students. This is it's just so we can track who's coming to school and who's not. So if you have someone who's going back to school pretty soon and it's literally around the corner, let them know that school registration is underway. And in addition to that, we also have registration assistance going on, right? Right at 10 o'clock at Wyandotte High School, there will be a registration assistance event. Our Welcome Center staff, they're there right now and they're waiting for anyone who needs help with registration. It's a simple process, but sometimes people forget their passwords, they forget that they've changed phone numbers, all of that. That's crucial information that we need to know. So if you know someone who's going back to school and they're thinking about all this, let them know that we have the registration assistance going on and registration is now underway. Another big thing, back to school, the Wyandotte County Back to School Fair will be August 9th. This is a great event. This is where students get free backpacks, free health screenings, dental, vision, sports physicals. This is going to take place at Home Field KC, 9250 State Avenue. It'll be from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. August 9th, that is a Saturday. We encourage you to let folks know about this, and we are not going to turn anyone away. It's for Wyandotte County residents, and you must bring some proof of residency, which is fine. But if someone trickles over from KCMO, we're not going to turn them away. This is an important deal. We want students to go back to school with the right equipment, and sometimes that means a new backpack. Sometimes that means new pencils. So we want these folks to be equipped when they go back to school. So we encourage everyone, spread the word about this back to school fair, August 9th, Home Field KC, and it's a great venue. It's just a wonderful place to be, and we encourage everyone to come out and take part in that. Lastly, you know, someone who wants to work for the school district, there are quite a few positions that are still available, certified. They're looking just about for everyone, bus drivers, cafeteria monitors, all of the alike, even teachers, certified. So if you have someone that's who's inclined in working in education, send them our way, and I'll drop our website and information in the chat box. So again, thank you for the time, and we appreciate you.
Thanks, Marco. Next we have the mayor's office. Going one time. 2 times. The DA's office.
Good morning, everyone. How are we doing? Right? Wake up, wake up, wake up. All right, real quickly, I appreciate you all allowing me to come. I am very excited to talk to you this morning because this is the last time that I'm able to speak to you before the expungement fair. So what am I here talking about? The expungement fair. What is the expungement fair? One, expungement by statute in Kansas, we have it because we're a great state. That is the ability to clear your record after 3 to 7 years that you have paid your debt to society, you have not committed any other crime, you don't have any other violations, you was in prison or you was on probation, you got it all done, and that stint has passed. The other part that is extremely important, in just a couple more minutes, is that violent criminals that have committed sex offenses or murder are not eligible. Let me slow it down and say it again. Because usually after I do this presentation, that darn DA just wants to clear everybody. Nope, not everyone. Murderers, rapists, it has to stay on their record. They don't get that opportunity to be cleared. Now, going back to my enthusiastic self, 90% of the crime that this county and the country deals with are not murders and rapists. The other part of our cases are the ones that are nonviolent, are the ones that are, people are stealing computers and cars and stuff. It's still crime, which is why they have to pay their debt to society. But once they have done that, this law allows them to have the opportunity to fill out the paperwork, to put this before a judge, and then ultimately a judge makes the final determination. So the expungement fair now is going on 7 years. 7 years that we've created this, and we have over 1,000 individuals who have utilized this service, and we've partnered with the Kansas Legal Services, now the Wyandotte County Public Defender's Office, along with the Kansas City, Kansas Community College, who has been amazing and partners with this throughout this entire time. Why is this important, folks? When I was in my previous life, a criminal defense lawyer, I used to charge $3,000 to have individuals come to fill out the paperwork for expungement. And so when you're dealing with people who don't have jobs, 85% of employers do not call individuals back if they have a criminal record. So we got folks who don't have a job, who wants to better themselves to get a job, and then you got to pay $3,000 so that you can clear your record to potentially get a job. You see how this is crazy?
Right.
So what we did is we took all of that out. We created this expungement fair. We got all of these legal counsel and the DA's office together. We put all of that paperwork online. It's on our website so that you can get that information for free. You know, I made a few enemies out of the defense lawyers because they don't like that. But bottom line is now you get that paperwork for free. You come and lawyers will help you fill that out. And then you can turn that in. And here's the good part. With the Kansas Legal Services, they have a grant and we are able to pay for the court fee, which is $200 per filing, to take care of that. So it's literally zero. And so again, I usually say this part, I know that I'm talking to people who are law abiding, who have never had any criminal action and never had anyone in their family commit any crime. But please tell your family, tell your friends anyway, that on July 29th and 30th, from 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. at the KCKCC Tech Center, 6565 State Avenue, come and enjoy this wonderful expungement fair because it is important. The DA's job is not only to lock you up, which we do a lot of, but it is also about preventing crime. And I am just a firm believer that if you have your own money, then you're less likely to try to come and take ours. We will also have workforce there that will assist individuals in getting some jobs. Thank you for this opportunity and time. Would you allow me to take questions?
Quick question.
Yes and yes.
So, are you saying that when someone fills out a job application, they don't have to check that box?
So
You know what I
in,
mean?
I do. So question, when you fill out a job application, if you have a conviction on your record and it has not been expunged, the answer is yes, you have to check that box. If you fill out the expungement paperwork and a judge says you served your time, you paid your debt to society, you've had that length of time where you haven't committed any crime, then now the answer is no. So you do not have to check that you have a criminal record because now officially, according to the law, it's been cleared. It's important to note though, where it is not clear, law enforcement will still have that access. So if you're getting pulled over and they push your name in, guess what? All of that is still coming up, right? So you can't hide it from the police. And if you commit any other offenses, we're still able to utilize that to get you on a higher sentence and so on and so forth.
To get a job or an apartment.
To get a job or an apartment, scholarships, and this is where a lot of people are affected, is they don't get jobs. They also are now kicked out of grant opportunities, scholarship opportunities, housing opportunities, all because of that criminal record. If you get an expungement, you now can legally check no, and now that's not held against you. Yes.
Someone mentioned in the chat, is this the same as parking tickets and moving violations?
No, it is not, but you still can get those expunged as well. Now, the DA's office, we do have tickets in there. All of the tickets, traffic tickets that we write or that we deal with are from the sheriff's department. We don't deal with any traffic tickets from the Kansas City, Kansas Police Department. That's the municipal court and the municipal prosecutor. But if you got a ticket from the sheriff's department, and I hear they like giving out tickets, and you can tell the sheriff I said it, and you can, after you pay everything, you can get it. And not only can you get the conviction expunge off your record. But a lot of times, right, people get arrested and the case is dismissed, people get arrested and there was never a case charged. That's still on your record, that it showed that you were arrested. That too can be cleared off of your record. So no one can ever see that you were even arrested. So you can get convictions erased, you can get arrest erased, as long as it falls within that statute. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you for allowing me to speak. I got to go to my church because the alarm people are calling me. So take care, y'all. Be blessed. Alex and Father is here if you have any more questions. Go on.
Next up, we have the Wyandotte County Sheriff.
Just put you on front too.
Hi, good morning, everyone. I'm Grace. I'm our media specialist, so the sheriff is not today, so I can talk to you. We have a few events coming up. So today we'll be out at Waterfest in Edwardsville from 1 to 4 p.m. There'll be weather permitting. There'll be games and slides and all kinds of stuff. And then I think this year they also are putting out a bunch of good community resources. So if you guys live in Edwardsville, that'd be a great thing to go to. Tomorrow we'll be out in Bonner Aquatic Park for the sheriff Flash Bash and Barbecue. So there will be free entry for the first 300 people that come in. And then also there'll be hot dogs and chips and snacks and stuff. So that'll be from 4 to 7. And then if you don't want to go to those things, but you still want to hang out with us, we'll be out at the fair today from 5 to 11, tomorrow from 5 to midnight, and then Saturday from 2 to midnight. So that's a lot of numbers, but it'll be on our Facebook, and then it's also at the fair's Facebook account. And then on August 2nd, I'm sure the police department will talk about this too, but we have the back to school bash. So we'll be giving out 600 backpacks to local students. That'll be from 10 to 2 at Heathwood Park. And that place will also have hot dogs and community resources and all kinds of fun stuff. And then something kind of confusing, you might have seen it on our Facebook. We're making a new Instagram account. We just launched that. I could get into the whole thing, but basically we've been fighting Instagram for a year. So we're making a new account so we can have more access to it. It's posted on our Facebook, and then just pay attention to that. Our old Instagram will no longer be used as of August 1st. So not that you guys use Instagram a whole lot, but if you do, make sure to follow our new one because it's gonna be really cool. And then lastly, if you guys have been coming to these meetings, and you're like, I don't really know what the sheriff's office does. That's okay. Lots of people don't know. So we would love to come talk to you. I have my cards you can get with me. Either the sheriff himself will come, I can come, any of our community people. So yeah, if you'd like to come talk to us, just let me know. So any questions? Yes.
How many people are incarcerated presently and how many are farmed out?
I haven't checked today, but as of yesterday or the day before, I think we had 486 in our facility. The farm outs, I'm not totally sure because I don't have access to that information when I look at our jail stuff. So that would be a good question for the sheriff, and I can get with them and have them.
So is 400 unusual or?
No, it usually stays right between 400 or 500 with only about 50 or so being females. So, but that's a pretty typical number.
Great. What day were you giving away book bags again?
August 2nd.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, at Heathwood Park.
Alrighty, next up we have KCKPD.
Good morning, everybody.
Morning.
And Grace covered the August 2nd event pretty well. We just finished our fundraising. We were actually able to get enough for 700 backpacks, so we're hoping to have a good turnout. K through 12 backpacks are free for everybody. They have generic school supplies inside of them. So if you know anybody that has kids that wants to come out and hang out with us, or if you want a free hot dog, please come see us.
Does that come with a bun?
It does. And chips. And chips, juice box as well if you'd like it. Well, all kinds of fun stuff out there. So that's gonna be next Saturday. Please come out and see us. Night out. Huh?
Sorry.
No, you're good. Night Out Against Crime is coming up as well. We have a busy month. That's going to be Tuesday, August 5th at KCKCC, 5 p.m. We have information about that on our website and on our Facebook as well. And then last in August, we have South Patrol's open house. That's going to be Thursday, the 21st of August. It's the 2200 Metropolitan. We'll have all of our vehicles there, static displays come by, and we also have free hot dogs with fun as well. Any questions for me? Yeah.
A flyer on the Night Out Against Crime.
I don't have any with me. I will get some.
It'll be on the UG website by tomorrow, and then we'll make sure that Mina sent it out in the perfect. Meeting
Newsletter.
minutes, yes, but I just got access to it last week too, so that's,
Yes.
I'll put it on the website today.
Yes, ma'am.
Casey.
Any other questions?
Perfect, thank you. Thank you.
ACK Fire Department.
Good morning, everybody. Well, the fire department's been busy in the month of July with fireworks and fireworks disasters and small fireworks fires. We had 73 general complaints about fireworks, such as excessive noise and people discharging way past the hours. 6 dumpster fires, 11 trash fires, 7 grass fires, 2 vehicle fires, 3 structure fires, and 2 responses of serious bodily injury due to discharging fireworks. In addition to that, last Wednesday, we had the fire department ran between midnight and 6 a.m. approximately 90 calls for service, and that doesn't even include all the 911 calls that kept coming in during the flash flooding occurrence here in the city. So our dispatchers did a tremendous job and deserve definite gratitude for the work that they do, because that's very stressful work. I know, I've done it. Our call totals for right now, we've responded to 19,137 calls as of this morning. Our safety tip of the month is don't drive in standing water, and be sure that you stay hydrated in our summer dog days. The heat, and if you stop sweating, get into cooler areas, like go inside, try to mow grass either earlier in the morning or later in the evening, not during the heat of the day. If you're feeling ill because you've been in the heat, you need to call 911 and be checked over. And then our last general comment is we have 1 fire recruit graduating on August the 7th. So he was by himself in an academy of 1, but we're very proud of his work and completion. And that's it for us. If you have questions, let me know.
Any questions for Kelly? No, thanks so much. I don't see Greg, so I don't think we have any announcements from the NRC. So the next up is unique planning and urban design. Going once. Twice. Our last one is UG Strategic Communication. Good morning, everyone.
There's purple tasking over there, so sorry I couldn't be as engaged. I do have a lot of announcements, not a lot, but what Mina mentioned, like some of the other departments that will come up, I actually have bigger announcements and we'll be kind of reading them off. And everything will be on our UG website as well, or on social media, but I try to put everything on our website, just if there's any reference that you need. So the first thing I will remind everyone is about our, from our elections office, that we do have early voting starting this Saturday, the 26th, and it'll be at, sorry.
No, you're good. You're doing great.
I'm sorry, I didn't see you in there, sorry. I don't have my glasses on. So this Saturday at 5 locations, and all of that information is directly on our website. On the homepage, you'll see the elections office vote logo. So if you just click right on there, it'll give you all of that information. And Jordan has done an amazing job at outlining if you need sample ballots. Any of that information, there's links all through the news article that we created. Next thing, just want to remind everyone about our used to be weekly.news that comes out every Tuesday. It is bi-weekly, well, every other Tuesday. So the next one will be coming out this Tuesday, the 29th. So if you're not subscribed to our .news, we would love to have you part of our family to get different communications. I will also list out that this Saturday there, we know that last week, a lot of people had some damage to their homes due to flooding and things. We were able to get approval to do a flood disposal event that will take place in the Indian Springs kind of parking lot from 8 to 12. We have some people that have carpet that was damaged, couches, things that you need to bring out. It's completely free to Wyandotte County residents. And all of that information is on our website as well as on Facebook with what's acceptable, what's not. And if any items that you do have that are not acceptable, we do have resources of where you can dispose of those other items as well. I will remind you, we are in budget season right now for our 2026 budget. And our county administrator, David Johnston, will be providing on August 7th, so mark your calendars, the proposed budget that he's presenting to the commission. So we definitely want everyone to just take part in hearing kind of what's going to be presented, and all of this information directly is on our website. Another thing dear to my heart is Memorial Hall Centennial Celebration. I have been tasked to kind of lead this celebration in addition to some other great things that I'm doing, but I need your help. We have some really great performances and weddings and so many things that took place at that building, but we want community member stories as well. In your pictures, if you have ticket stuff from concerts, anything like that, we're going to do a huge time capsule that will be sealed that night at the celebration. We're doing on September 11th, a veterans luncheon that will be free of charge. We're trying to get as much donated as in kind as possible. On the 12th, we're going to do which is a Friday night, a huge community block party. That's where we're going to seal the time capsule. So at the next meeting, I will bring my camera, all kind of other little things. If you have stories that you want me to capture, videos, please let me know. And all of this information is on our website, but we want to make sure we have community member stories captured within the walls and of the building of Memorial Hall in downtown KCK. Moving really quick here. Also, if you have an organization or a business and you would like to be a vendor at that event for our Friday night, all of that, we're doing a call for vendors. So I'll make sure and get that information out to you all as well. Parks and Recreation is doing quite a few events. We have all of this is on our website. August 1st, Movies in the Park at Pearson Park. August 30th, painting if you just want to be artistic. Painting at Emerson Park at 10 a.m. But this is another huge one on August 20th. Mark your calendars for the Boston Daniels Park ribbon cutting. It has been an amazing transformation. So please come out. And that's going to be at, I believe, 11. But all of this is directly on our website as well. But please come out if that park has been completely transformed. But I think they're finishing up everything with it now. I was going to talk about Night Out Against Crime, but I think we're good at that. Also, our transit center, we will be doing, if you mark your calendars for Friday, August 15th, we are having, through a partnership with KCATA, the 7th Street Transit Corridor Project. It's completely getting a facelift here. So there'll be real-time arrival time signs, upgraded curbs, a lot of different upgrades to that, as well as if you drive by tomorrow, the mural, there's a complete mural that's also being done, like a huge phase of it is already done, but by tomorrow, everything should be done, weather permitting. And the theme for that mural is community connectedness and regional mobility. So it's a huge, so we're preparing for a lot of things, but this particular renovation was partnered through a huge grant. So it's going to be, we would love for everyone to come out on August 15th. That. And the last thing I have also, we know that World Cup is coming. We've been trying to plan as much as possible. We've partnered with Visit KCK and the Mayor's Readiness Task Force, but we do have a survey that's out, and I'll make sure Mina gets it. We want to make sure everyone has your voice heard and kind of how you want the look, the feel. We will have thousands upon thousands upon thousands of visitors in our community, in our neighborhoods, but we want to definitely hear your voice on some things. So we have a survey coming out. The deadline, unfortunately, is Monday because we're working with the company, but there is if you complete the survey, there's an opportunity for you potentially win $100 gift card through Visit KCK. So I'll make sure that link gets to Mina. And that's really all I have. But like I said, I just want to stress to everyone, if you could please make sure you're subscribed to our .news, as well as giving us a little grace regarding kind of times on certain things, because it is just me doing quite a bit. But if you all have any questions or anything, please let me know. Does anyone have any questions? Yes, ma'am.
Art walk.
Yes. So there has been some confusion with the art walk. People think that the UG is sponsoring it. We actually have nothing to do with the art walk. We just promote just because it's living right down the street from our building, but the UG has no tie directly or hosting or sponsoring it. I've seen quite a bit of chatter on social, but what questions do you have regarding?
I was just thinking we needed to talk about that. It's been third Friday, I think.
Yes, the third Friday. So I pushed it out. I've been pushing it on social media, but I know that they have a new process with things. But if you know of any vendors and I guess they have a completely new process of different things, but I've been pushing it out just as a reminder to everyone and to the media and things. But I know that there are some questions someone mentioned on social. Yeah, the UG changed everything. We actually did not because we have nothing other than just the partnership of we promote it just because it's literally close. But it's a great organization, great way for vendors to get their businesses and and their services out there as well, but I definitely will continue to promote it.
Is there questions or comments about third-party art wall? Community Housing of Wyandotte County actually is the organization that hosts that event.
Yeah.
So you can connect with me and I can give you a contact that I have over there if you have any concerns or anything like that.
Yeah. Any other questions? Yes, ma'am. What is the Boston Daniels date? That is August the 20th, yes. And that I just received the final flyer yesterday, so that will be, everything that I listed will be on the website for the UG tomorrow with links, and that's going to be a huge, that's been transferred. Any other questions? All right, thank you all so much. Sorry to talk to you.
That was our last recurring update, so we'll move into additional community announcements. If you're in the room and you have an announcement from your organization or what have you, come on up, state your name, keep your update to about a minute or two. If you're joining us online and you have an announcement, if you'll just put it in the chat and I'll read it after everyone in person has gone. That's about it. That's you, Paul.
Hello all, I'm here with Emma, come on up. I'm Paul Marks, I'm the volunteer partner for the executive director of the local chapter of the Red Cross. Emma is the disaster services manager. Just want to give you an update on what we've been doing over the past week. We have been 33 cases, both in Kansas City, Kansas and Independence, where the flash floods this past week have been most impactful. We provided about $21,000 in assistance. And so, you know, we are here, we're still here. We hope we're not too busy this weekend, but Emma will be taking the lead and showing up everything that's going on. We also want to announce that we have our first brick and mortar blood donation center in Johnson County. It's about 130 in Lamar, I believe. The reason we've chosen that area is, quite frankly, Johnson County is where we get most of our blood donations. That does not mean we're going to cut back on our mobile donations. We will still be here in Wyandotte County for mobile donations. But if you know of anyone who's out that way, drop in. I think we're having a ribbon cutting ceremony on Tuesday. Our blood donations, as they always happened in summer, are dropping. We need more blood. We prefer you go to the Red Cross, but if you can't go to the Red Cross, go to community blood. It all goes to the same, people who need it. Be careful about the heat, as you've heard everyone say. If you do not have a good emergency application to notify you of emergencies, just Google Red Cross emergency app. It's very easy to download it. You have both two options, one first aid, one is weather, and download that. Otherwise, get the NOAA, the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration website, or WeatherBug or weather.com. Have some alert so you know when we're going to have flash floods, when we're going to have tornadoes, high winds, whatever. It's very important that you be alert, especially since, and I was not aware of this. Meeting with emergency managers, they keep telling us tornado sirens are for outdoors, not for indoors. Growing up, I always thought they're for everything, but you need something indoors, especially if you have a house or an apartment that's fairly well insulated from sound, so that you can hear that there's an alert. So if you know of anyone who doesn't have an app, or go once one of those emergency apps, please get it. Like I said, the Red Cross is very easy. I just Googled in Red Cross emergency app, and it takes me right to it. Emma?
Hi, I'm Emma. I'm the Community Disaster Program Manager for the chapter. Of course, our chapter covers 34 counties, but our work with KCK can be what it is because of our partnerships here. And so our efforts over the last week. We've worked a lot with Avenue of Life, the Mexican Consulate, the Emergency Management Office. So the Kansas City Regional Co-ad. So we're working to continue to gather resources to be able to share with the folks that we are in communication with, and then to share the resources that we know of with other partners so that everybody can know of the different resources available based on the kind of experience that they've had throughout the last flooding. The other thing I just wanted to highlight quick is July 12th, we did a sound the alarm event with the Kansas City, Kansas Fire Department. We installed 69 smoke detectors in the neighborhood. We had a big shelter up in St. Joe. We cover 34 counties, but again, our partnerships are what allow those things to keep going. So the Kansas City, Kansas Fire Department is an incredible partner in ensuring that that continues to be a priority. And their fire companies across the whole city are very involved in making that happen every time. So we have an event on October 12th where we will do this. When we do a full day and we have great volunteer engagement between Red Cross and the fire department, we can usually knock on at least about 800 to 900 homes to either leave a flyer or install smoke detectors or talk about fire safety. October is a really important time because home fires increase in that risk over the winter. So we like to really hit it hard in October. So again, we're working to continue to build our partnerships during those events and make sure that we are meeting the community needs and not just going out and doing what people don't want or need. So anyways, thanks for having us.
Maybe 60 seconds. Hey, I'm John Nash from the community college. Just a quick update. First of all, I have a few brochures about the downtown project, which is going along famously. It is ahead of schedule and under budget. So that's a good thing. We're on about an 11-month countdown to get it finished up. I also want to tell you that the fall enrollment numbers are up for the 6th semester in a row. So we're coming back, if you will, after COVID, and the students are coming. The training programs at Tech, particularly the industrial maintenance and automated engineering technology programs, are going fantastic with Panasonic and Flowers Bakery and some of the other large manufacturing firms that we're partnering with in our area and in Kansas City, Kansas. And finally, I will tell you that the gym floor in the field house has been completely repaired and reopened after being down for 2 years. It looks beautiful, and we're happy to have that done. And the state of the college is good in spite of the flash flooding we had last week, which we had some significant flooding in the Flint building. It took out a big transformer, and those puppies are not cheap, okay? I mean, but we were able to find one in the metro area here and had it replaced, and we're going and we're about finished with the cleanup. So thank you very much.
The Women's Scholarship Foundation serving Greater Kansas City invites you to join us for lunch on July 31st to celebrate our 2025 scholarship recipients. Lunch will be held at the K-State Extension Office off of 78th and State. Flyer shows where you can purchase tickets and buy raffle tickets.
Real quick, Nick Reno, VPU. I got to remind you guys that we do home energy audits. So if you're seeing really high bills and that might be atypical what you're doing, we have a guy that will come out to your house, walk you through the bill, talk about your usage, and even give you some caulk and stuff, because it's really amazing how much a difference that caulk on the window will save you in energy costs. Second thing, we have a customer advisor position that just started. So if you have an organization that helps connect people to financial assistance and money, reach out to me. I'll get you connected with them, and so that we can really help customers out. They kind of work as a little bit of a caseworker. Last thing, LEAP, the low income energy assistance program. That's kind of in the air right now. We're doing as much work as we can out of Washington and Topeka with our government affairs team and trying to find some answers on that. So as soon as we know something, you guys will know something. So that's all I got for you.
Thank you. Any other in-person announcement?
My name is Nancy McNeil with Workforce Partnership, and I'll be reaching out to some of you, but I just want to say in reference to the National Hire a Veteran Fair, it is Friday, the 25th, tomorrow. And we are gonna do a job fair in our Johnson County location. But it's not only open to veterans, it's gonna be open to all. We have about 10 employers that are scheduled to be there. It'll be at the 8535 Blue Jacket address. It is 11 to 2, and I have a few flyers, and I'll leave them over here on the table.
Camille, if you want to share your screen again, I can read off your update. While she does that, or doesn't do it, Harold Morales with Kansas and Aging and Disability Resource Center, or ADRC for short. They're your go-to resource for aging and disability services across the state, whether you're an individual or a caregiver. They're here to help you make informed decisions about long-term support. They offer person-centered options, counseling, plus information and referrals by phone, through their call center, in person, or by appointment, whatever works best for you. You can contact them at 855-200-2372. And that is the only announcement. Hopefully you all saw Camille's event that's going on. I'll email her so that I can send that out. And with that, I think suggestions, I'll wrap this up.
Wait a minute. What about the Night Out Against Crime?
What about it? What do you mean?
It's up on the webpage. It's happening.
Information on the website, August 5th, the first Tuesday of August.
If you want to get involved with Night Out Against Crime, the police department is picking it over this year. After 27 years, this group couldn't do it anymore, so the police department's doing it this year. And if you want to get involved, call Major Wallace with the police department. And his number is, can you hold it? 573-6241. That's 573-6241, Major Wallace. Or you can call Marlene Bourret. She's with one of the neighborhood groups that's actually helped.
Neighbors Who Care, wonderful group.
Neighbors Who Care, yeah. And her number is 913-609-1787. So if you want to get involved, have a table at night out and display your wares to the community, give these people a call and get involved.
Thanks. And with that, that's our last announcement. I'd like to thank everybody. Thank you for spending your July Thursday morning with me. I will see you at our next meeting, which is August 24th, 22nd. Yeah. And also, if you didn't sign in on your way in, please sign in on your way out, and I'll see you next month. Make sure you're going to make you online and person next time.
I don't think I mentioned the problem this one.
Not innovation.